Good afternoon, Jacky here from King's Church, and with a thought for the day. Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. This is actually my bathroom mirror, and I'm sure you have got one very similar in your bathroom. Very useful piece of apparatus. You can check your lockdown hair, which is very important. You can check your teeth, you can check your makeup, you can check your beard. Obviously that's not me, but it's very, very useful daily piece of apparatus, your bathroom mirror. And I just want to talk about how we check our outward appearance, don't we? But we also, there's a sense where we've got a mirror on the inside of ourselves, and it's how we view ourselves on the inside. And in 1 Corinthians 13 it says, "Now we see only a reflection as in a mirror, then we shall see face to face. Now we know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known." God knows everything about us, but we are learning. He made us in his image, and we one day we will see him face to face. And it's talking about that as we look into who God is, as we look into the mirror of his nature, of his character, we learn who we are because we were made in God's image. That's the truth of what the Bible talks about. And that gives you such a sense of value and worth. Reese Witherspoon, she played June Carter Cash in Walk the Line, and Reese said that June was always asked, "How are you doing?" And she would always say, "I'm just trying to matter." And Reese's comment on that was, "Well, I know what she means." And isn't it? It's like that internal mirror. I'm just trying to matter. I'm just trying to find significance. There's a guy called Zig Ziglar. Apparently it was a nickname from high school that he kept. But in 1972, he became a Christian. And he's an author, and was an author, a well-known motivational speaker. And he says it's impossible to consistently behave in a manner inconsistent with how we see ourselves. We can do very few things in a positive way if we feel negative about ourselves. And we can have that, can't we? We can have that distorted image, and that can be comparison. We compare ourselves with others. It might be our negative self-talk that we listen to. It might be that someone has said some things to us and it's lies, and we've made agreements with those lies, and it's not the true picture of who we are. It might be the what ifs, what if this, or the should haves, that give us that distorted inward picture of ourselves. It might be that it's things like the external things that we feed our minds with. So it could be social media, the things that we watch that feed that image of ourselves, and it's distorted. It's not a true picture. And the good news is that God wants to set us free from that. He wants to give us that true picture, that true sense of value, that true sense of worth as to who we really are, because we were made in his image. And as we have that relationship with God, he changes us to give us that true picture, that true sense of value. So we don't have to rely on anymore those external things, but our true sense of worth comes from him. And as we look into the Bible, we see that picture of ourselves. So it says, I have been adopted as God's child. When I have a relationship with Jesus, I am now God's child, and I am part of his family. He's restoring that image in me. It says that I have been bought with a price. I belong to God in the Bible, and that's talking about how Jesus has died on the cross for our sin, for my sin, for your sin. And that just gives us just a clear picture of our worth and of our value. We don't need to take it from other places, because God gives us that. He says that I've not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And when we have that relationship with Jesus, that's what he gives us. He brings that freedom into our lives. it also says that all things work together for good, so the what ifs and the should ifs. God works everything in our life. He works it all out for good. And his word gives us that true picture of ourselves. And we can be encouraged today as we see our sense of worth and our sense of value through his word and what he says about us, and through our relationship with Jesus. And so I just want to encourage you today with a few thoughts around that, to have the true picture of yourself, to see yourself from that place that God sees you, and be encouraged today.